Hey guys, let's check the latest acquisition for my collection of unbuilt scale models. I haven't opened any of these, so you will get to join me in this joyful moment of discovery. Here we have two sprues with clear parts, which look very clear, transparent, shiny, and the molding is crisp. The headlights have nice texture to them. The tail lights also have some cool texture going on. There is a little bit of flash here on this windshield, but I don't think this will be a big of a deal. Cool thing is that although we have two separate sprues in one bag, the second sprue has its own bag, so nothing gets damaged. Here we have some different details that are going to get on the bumper for the bumper lights. In the second sprue we have three different sprues with two sets of rims and the wheel hubs, which are for aerodynamic reasons, for cooling the brakes and stuff like this. I still don't know which set is to be used with this kit, but I think it is this one. We'll figure this out when we get to the instructions and actually start building this. And how is this going to get back into the bag is anyone's guess. Next comes the body of the car. This Porsche has a very complex air package, so I guess it has been a bit of a nightmare for the designers of this kit to make it. We have the fenders on the rear missing. They are different parts, and in general very nicely molded. We have a nice slot for the front windshield and for the rear as well. This will be effortless to install from the looks of it. The only thing that I don't like this much are these molded in hood pins, but yeah, photo etch ones would have been a better solution. But anyways, we have a very nicely molded and high quality body. There is a little bit of flash to clean up. I guess this is to be expected. Here those slots will need some cleaning as well. Placing decals there will be tricky, but we'll see about that later on. The next bag is really mixed, so let's start with the more obvious stuff. Here are the rear fenders, or at least portion of them. They have the side piece, I guess missing is the word. We have the rear wing, the side plates of the rear wing, some scoops, and yeah, very nicely done knuckle ducts. Oh no, well done. No weird ejector pins or similar stuff so far. Next we have some suspension stuff, the drivetrain, I guess, fire extinguisher, some bracketry, I guess maybe for the seat or something, the rear view mirror, and here we get the shiny chrome stuff for the headlights, for the tail lights, and I guess these are the rear view mirrors, the side rear view mirrors. So here, interestingly enough, we have some more parts like in the previous bag. I guess that these are for another version or something, but here are the sides of the rear fenders. We have more wings, more stuff, and yeah, probably each car in each championship has some differences, different inlets, shapes, stuff stuff like that. So it will be a good thing to follow the instructions here, because otherwise there can be some mismatching details. Here we have some cockpit parts. This is some kind of a instrument panel. We have the bucket seat. I'm guessing that this would be the part that sits above the engine. I'm not sure, maybe it is below the engine. We have the gear lever mechanism, a radiator of some sort, turbochargers, downpipes, whatnot. Very interesting. There is a close-up of the seat. As you can see, it looks pretty good actually. There is even some texture going on. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but judging by the rest of the smooth plastic, I guess this is on purpose. Is the little instrument panel and the gear selector mechanism, which looks rather cool actually. Here are the two biggest sprues, and what do we have here? More rear fenders. Here the flash is starting to get a little bit annoying, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. We have parts for the roll cage, another rear wing. This is quite bigger than the previous instances, and yeah, I don't know, we'll see what we're going to use. So the next one, we have the lower part of the tub with some rudimentary engine molded in right here, some ducting as well as here, and nice texture. And this is the interior, the cockpit portion of this tub. They fit one into the other. So we have some door cards, the instrument panel, which is not really spectacular, but let's see what do they have to offer as decals. We have the steering wheel, some other bits and bobs which I'm not really sure what they are. We have here the back portion of the engine with the drive belts, the alternator and stuff like this, some springs. I guess this is... actually this should be the front end suspension. This will be the rear end with the gearbox and everything. Some ducting, the pedals, more coilovers here, some brakes. Interestingly enough, we have two caliper disc brakes, but one caliper is seemingly highly detailed, the other one looks rather plain. I don't know, maybe this is how it looks. We'll check this at some point. We have a wiper, some inlet radiator looking faces, and this is it with this sprue. Oh, we have very nice handles here. This will be a nice touch to have handles that are actually separate and not molded with the rest of the plastic. Nice. And finally we have 4 tires with the seam line not running in the center of the tire, but rather to one side. Maybe this is for those of us who are not really in the mood for sanding rubber, and then you could just put this on the inner side where it will never be seen. That's interesting. And we have a nylon mesh or some plastic mesh here, which also will come handy, I guess. And don't forget about the polycaps. They are a must. Just look at how different those front and rear wheels are. Either the front one is ridiculously small or the rear one is ridiculously big. I don't know which one. I'm guessing it will be the rears that would be rather large. We have 3 decal sheets from this kit. Here the smallest one is for the wheel cups or whatever they are. Those are actually painted with the BBS style spokes and on the real cars. Also we have some outlines of the bumper lights and other stuff with some gray circles that should represent rivets or some sort of fasteners. We'll see how this will look when the model is completed. Next up we have a bunch of logos with sponsors and stuff like that. The names of the drivers, numbers. We have the decals here for the instrument panel, and unfortunately we have decals which are ridiculously looking for the seat belts, but I don't think that we're going to use this at all. Also, another not so good thing that I can see here is that all these different instrument faces are not separate round decals, but rather this is one whole piece and this is one whole piece of decal, which is never a good thing. I mean, that's unfortunate. This will have to be cut. Same goes for the Dunlop decals. On my Jaguar XJR I had tri-transfers, which work much better than a regular decal on a tire, but anyhow, this is what we have. And on the final decal sheet we have the livery colors, pink and very dark gray. Whenever I start building this kit I will try to mix or find a color similar to this one to paint this instead of using the decals, because there are several places on this kit which will be a complete nightmare to put decals on, but unfortunately it would have been much easier to make my own color if there were not for these sponsor logos, which obviously have to be matched. So this will make things a little bit harder, but anyhow, it will have to be done. And finally, let's quickly go through the instructions. And first, we start quite strangely enough for a aircraft modeler from the engine bay area by attaching the rear end of the engine and painting a whole bunch of stuff. Then we do the front suspension, then attach stuff to the engine like the turbos and the exhaust system. Then we do the rear suspension, brakes of course. Then we move on to the rear brakes, the torsion bar. We start to install some stuff on the interior part like the fire extinguisher. We put the brackets for the seats, the gear lever, some additional stuff. Then we put the seat on, the engine bay cover, deal with the instrument panels, put the roll cage together, don't forget about the mirror. We get all the parts we did so far together with the door cards to form the complete cockpit. Then we start dealing with the wheels and tires, and this is not very helpful at first glance to decide which wheels should be used. I guess both have been used during the race, because here it says please choose wheel A or wheel B according to your preference. Okay, then we get those wheel hubs, cups on the tires, and the wheels get on the chassis, the cockpit gets on the chassis, Then we start putting in the various radiator grill faces, the filler cap, the rear window, which oddly enough goes from the inside, which makes me wonder why do we need the inset on the outside, but I guess we'll figure that out. Then we start assembling a rear wing, which is a multi-piece rear wing. Also here we start assembling the rear fenders, and then we do all the glass work, followed by the lights and the mirrors, then all kinds of fiddly bits like the door handles, antennas, the wiper blade, etc. And finally we do get to put the tail lights on, those ugly bumpers, the US spec bumpers, I'm guessing. Why would that be on a race car? I don't know. I'm probably guessing wrong. And finally we get the car together. So that will be in another video, I don't know when, but hopefully will be soon enough, so you don't forget what's inside the box. I hope you find this video interesting. If you're watching it until here, you probably did, so leave a like, and until next time, happy modeling, fellas!